Who we got the Walmart meeting?
You can pretty much find anything at your local Walmart. And even though many of the products might be made in China, make no mistake, walking into Walmart in China, you probably won't feel at home. Walmart in China began in 1996 when it opened locations in Shenzhen. Walmart China now operates 443 stores. The Chinese are known for their exotic taste in foods and strange food products. So as you can imagine, you can find anything from date juice to every type of dumpling to tanks of fish, frogs, and turtles. And they're not being taken home as pets. So get your shopping list out and get ready to add these top 10 Walmart foods only found in China.
I tripped a beaner while I was walking down the stairs at the Walmart the other day.
Crocodile in frozen meats.
There are 2 ways to disable a crocodile, you know.
Walmart in China is the only Walmart that offers entire frozen crocodiles for sale. Chinese food goes beyond the ordinary, especially in the meat department. Not to mention their presentation of the meat, specifically crocodile meat. The crocodiles are usually arranged in rows, with an orange stuffed in its jaw and covered with ice. There's a popular saying in Guangdong that describes the craze the Chinese people have for exotic meats like a crocodile. There's nothing Guangdong people wouldn't eat in the sky besides planes, and on the ground, cars. Now, even though these are readily available, not everyone is buying them on a regular basis because crocodile meat is a treat to have as part of your meal. The Chinese love the chicken meat likeness of the crocodile, but also eat it for its medicinal benefits. Apparently, it's considered to be a highly nutritional source of meat and one that can also cure respiratory illnesses like asthma.
Just show me how your inhaler works.
Dishes prepared with crocodile include crocodile curry, crocodile tail steaks, and crocodile soup. It's said that crocodile tastes just like chicken. So, would you buy and try a croc for dinner?
Mr. Crocodile, do you like codfish?
Whole sharks.
And I know what a shark looks like because I've seen one up close.
If you're looking to cook a special dinner or scare your friend, you can get a full-size shark in the frozen meat section. Sharks are not the friendliest or cutest of animals, so to see them in the frozen section out in the open is a little more terrifying than appetizing. On the contrary, the Chinese find this very appealing for some special dishes, and this is a great marketing tactic by Walmart. The sharks are on display where anyone and everyone can touch it and see it before they decide which one they will purchase for their tasty dinner meal. The sharks are used to make a special traditional dish called shark fin soup. Shark fin is served at big events like a wedding and is a symbol of class and wealth. They may also grill shark steaks and wash it down with some red wine or beer. Not the typical beef steak we're used to, that's for sure.
How would you like those steaks cooked?
Buckets and buckets of rice.
Fly lice?
Fly lice.
Rice is a staple in Chinese dishes and is eaten with almost every meal. So, of course, buying it in bulk is the only way to buy it. At Walmart stores in China, you can find entire containers filled with rice to fill up as little or as much as your heart desires.
Because I love Chinese food.
Not only are there multiple buckets of rice, but there are different types of rice to choose from. You thought it was just white rice or jasmine rice? No, there is a whole section dedicated to these filled containers. As bizarre as it may sound, there are no food handling policies in Walmart stores in China. Not only can you feel the crocodiles and sharks to choose the juiciest meat, but the rice is also left in the open for every hand to smell, select, and scoop into a bag. Customers are allowed to smell the rice being sold to find the specific aroma of their rice of choice. You can only imagine how many times you would need to wash the rice before considering to cook it.
Rice is rice.
Mystery meats and chicken feet.
It's chicken feet, just like the recipe calls for.
Now, as if the large, cold-blooded water reptiles were not enough, there are also all sorts of mystery meat sections. Sometimes you know what it is, and sometimes you don't, but for the Chinese, it's one and the same. It just depends on what's cheapest or what they're planning to cook that day.
I prepared and handled raw food.
They love their meat, and they will eat just about anything. Throw it in a pot or in a frying pan and cook it up served with a mountainside of white rice and maybe some garlicky bok choy. Chinese people believe in using all parts of the animal in their cooking. Nothing gets wasted, whether it's a chicken, a pig, or a crocodile. They have a recipe for a dish with any inch of any animal. Chicken feet, in particular, are a Chinese delicacy and a very popular dish to eat out at restaurants or make at home for dinner. Chicken feet can be cooked and marinated, or a popular crunchy snack if dried out.
Can you take the feet?
Every kind of egg, even blue, not refrigerated.
You gotta fly those eggs to safety.
Eggs are plentiful and quite diverse in China. In Canada or the US, it may seem very strange to not have eggs refrigerated, but in China, you never buy your eggs from the fridge.
What does she need the eggs for?
Not only that, but you can find any eggs you're thinking about scrambling or having sunny side up that day. Walmart in China offers anything from little quail eggs to goose or duck eggs, or blue eggs, and the standard chicken eggs. Although even the chicken eggs come in many forms. To give you an idea, there are brown eggs, white eggs, pre-laid eggs, and bantam eggs. These eggs come from a species of small chicken called a bantam. Additionally, in China, they do not refrigerate their eggs because if they have not been washed clean of their natural coating, they do not need refrigeration. In North America, they are washed, unlike China, so we are only used to seeing them in the fridge. See, once the eggs have been washed or refrigerated, they must continue to be refrigerated. Eggs in Europe and China don't have the same procedure, so they can be left at room temperature for weeks at a time.
Bad eggs, led by one little egg in particular.
An entire aisle for instant noodles.
You finally had the noodle dream!
Instant noodles are a staple in almost every Chinese home, or at least in your to-go bag. They are cheap, easy, and quick to prepare, not to mention come in so many tastes that there is something for every palate. China buys more instant noodles than any other nation in the world. To get a better understanding on how much the Chinese love noodles, there's an old saying from China that represents their enthusiasm for noodles. I would prefer no house to live in rather than no noodles to eat. You can begin to see why they have an entire aisle dedicated to noodles at their local Walmart now. When it comes to Chinese noodles, there's a huge selection that varies from flavors, ingredients,
And you should try my dad's secret ingredient soup.
shape and width of the noodles, and manner of preparation. The instant noodle selection in Walmart stores in China go far and wide, and the Chinese can choose from chicken, beef, pork, seafood, or vegetable noodles, with pork, beef, and seafood probably being the most popular. The spices in these instant noodle mixes are a wide variety that varies from garlic, lemon, ginger, or lemongrass to cinnamon or star anise. They sound like a tasty gourmet dish, but they hold little nutritional value. It's kind of mind-blowing how much everyone loves instant noodles.
I don't dream about noodles, Dad.
Seafood galore, wet and dried.
This seafood surface, seafood.
Most grocery stores and restaurants in China have a section where you can purchase lobster, crabs, and fish live. But Chinese Walmart sells almost everything from the ocean, from an assortment of fish to eel. There's an entire row of seafood at Walmart China. You can find anything from fish that you can quite literally fish out of tanks to an assortment of squid, octopus, shrimp, and more in ice buckets.
And we don't seem to have an ice bucket?
Now, it might be a little strange to fish for seafood while grocery shopping, but this is something you can see at Walmart in China, and management has even provided fishing equipment for them to do so. It's common to have fish tanks at supermarkets like Walmart and restaurants so that they can pick their meal and have it as fresh as possible. And if you're just looking to snack, you can also find calamari, shrimp, and more, dried up and ready for munching. Just grab a bag like you're at the bulk barn and fill it up. Dried squid, for example, is like stringy jerky with a seafood taste, a favorite amongst the Chinese. Dried seafood snacks are considered to be healthy snacking options in China. Therefore, the Walmart stores offer bunkers and bunkers of an assortment of these snacks.
Well, everything together becomes seafood.
Frogs and turtles.
Well, technically, we're turtles.
Here we go again. A pond or a lake are not the only places you can find live frogs and turtles. As mentioned, the Chinese are known for their expansive taste in food and will cook up many different options into a delicious dish.
Delicious!
From crocodiles to sharks to chicken feet, and yes, even frogs and turtles. It is not uncommon for the Chinese to buy their dinner still alive and take it upon themselves to finish the job and get all the parts of the animals cooking. Almost any Walmart store in China will have live frogs and turtles on display ready for purchase. Walmart's management decided to adhere to providing their customers what they love to eat, and since there is a demand for it, you can walk into Chinese Walmart and truly see it for yourself. The frogs are a delicacy, and they especially love to eat frog legs, but remember, they use every part of the animal for their cooking, bones and all, tossed in the pot. Don't waste a thing. Turtles are also a delicacy, and the Chinese consider eating turtles a form of medicine. They will eat hard or soft-shelled turtles and use them in meals like soup. Not a typical Western good idea for a soup, but broadening one's horizons is always a good idea.
It's the best bad idea we have, sir.
Numb and spicy hot pot flavored chips. Spicy. When Western junk food comes to China, there are some strange and unexpected new flavors that emerge, like kimchi, seaweed, braised pork, cucumber, and none other than numb and spicy hot pot flavor. There are many types of hot pot in China, all with different broth flavors, but two of the most popular hot pots are Sichuan and Chongqing hot pot. Hot pot is a Chinese cooking method with a simmering pot of soup stock as ingredients are placed into the pot and cooked right before your eyes. Lay's has a flavor inspired by Chongqing hot pot available only in China. You can find it at a few supermarkets, but you can always find it in the chip aisle at Walmart.
Where's my potato chips?
Amongst the various other flavors like grilled squid flavor and sizzled barbecue flavor, the numb and spicy hot pot is probably the most popular. Malahogo is the Chinese term for the numbingly spicy hot pot that originates from Sichuan and Chongqing, which is extremely popular in many areas of China. The geniuses at Lay's combined the zesty taste of Chongqing-style broth and the kick of Szechuan peppercorn to make this popular flavor for China.
Chinese food, no soul food here.
Reptile parts.
This is snake.
As though all the items earlier were not interesting enough, here's the cherry on top, or rather the lizard tail and snake head to top it all off. Consumers in Chinese Walmart stores can also purchase various dried pieces from a wide variety of reptiles like heads, legs, and different body parts. Why, you ask, do they sell or even purchase these reptile parts? For soups, salads, or even to make a sandwich with this wide assortment of chunked meat from different reptiles. Remember, the Chinese are very open and accepting when it comes to taste, especially when it comes to meats. Think of any reptile and you can probably find it packaged and sold in clear bags of different sizes. People who can't afford to buy a whole crocodile for dinner can come to this bunker instead and get a bag of a croc's head or front leg or tail. So now you're prepared to shop smart in Walmart China. Make sure you're getting the type of meat you actually expect, or better yet, try something new you've never tried before. Of course, there are plenty more where that came from. There are a few more honorable mentions like frozen donkey meat, fox meat, skinned and dried ducks, and even pig snouts. Walmart China also carries the country's most popular and favorite fruit, durian, and durian chocolate bars.
It is the king of fruit.
Fermented dairy candies, beef granules wrapped as candies, individual mini wiener snacks, and vacuum-sealed meat snacks. They also have a roasting chestnut stand in the store. Makes you think of Christmas, doesn't it? Last but not least, you can also find a variety of alcohol at the Walmart in China, anything from beer to wine to spirits. Shopping at Walmart in China would be an interesting shopping trip to say the least.
Man, this is cool, man. Hung's let me go to Hong Kong with you.
Why go anywhere else? Tap that screen to check out another one of our great videos. And if you're here for the first time, then show us some love and bang that subscribe button and bonk that bell to join our notification squad.